We head to the winner-take-all situation in the 3C2A 2019 Baseball Championship from John Eulis Ballpark here in Fresno, California. El Camino and OCC, an all-South final. And it'll be Cole Vandenhelder getting the start, winner on day one. He went 8 strong, only allowed one earned. El Camino will be the away team here after losing 7-5 in Game 6 to force this Game 7 situation. Mike Zepeda, Jeff Stoynoff, Tony Barbone, Bones with you here today. To lead things off for El Camino will be Jerry Granillo. Lightning hot here in the playoffs. Spencer Palmer at first, Joseph Borges at center field, Spencer Long at second, Ty Conrad in left, Aaron Orozco the DH, Matt Becerro at third, Brandon Casillas at catcher, Taishi Nakawaki at short, and the pitcher today for El Camino is Nathan Draves. Head coach for El Camino, Nate Fernley. Head coach for OCC, John Altabelli. We'll get to their lineup in the bottom half of the first inning. Happy you've joined us, everyone. Spread the word. www.socalcollegesports.com. Also broadcasting via YouTube, SoCal College Sports 1. Two teams battling it out in Game 6. It was a huge 5th inning for OCC. They put up 5 in the top half of that one, and they end up prevailing by 2, 7-5. El Camino gave them a run, left a lot of men on base. They're going to have to adjust a little bit more timely hitting if they're going to take it here in 2019.
Well, the difference in the ball game for sure was the timely hits of Orange Coast versus the untimely outs.
Jerry Granillo will lead things off for the Warriors. Granillo 8 for his last 12 and a 5-game hit streak. He only had 13 hits all regular season. That is big games, James-worthy stuff in the postseason for Jerry Granillo.
El Camino sporting the Raleigh Columbia Blues after getting beat in the Navies. Nate Fernley, the coach with a plethora of uniform combinations.
Do you know what a plethora is?
Mucho, many, several.
I was going back to Three Amigos.
Okay. And that's what we are today, Three Amigos.
Yes, sir. Three Amigos in the book.
And we're still a key.
Yes, we are. Still here on Championship Tuesday. It's been one heck of a weekend. We'll all culminate here in Game 7. 1-1 on Granillo. Takes strike 2 from Vandenhelder.
Expectation. The expectation here for Vandenhelder is that you might only see a couple, 3 innings out of Cole Vandenhelder. He went just a couple of days ago, the 8 innings. But the thought being, they have him for that amount of time. Why not get the team off to a good start if they can?
The 1-2 hit well into center field, but right at LaManchi. In the field of play, it's Adam Serrano in left, Skylar LaManchi in center, Davis Delarefiche in right, David Morgan at third, Tristan Hanoian at short, Tommy Williams at second, Murphy Staley at first. Behind the dish, Tyler Lash. Vandenhelder hit hard on the first at bat by Granillo, but does record out number 1.
Vandenhelder, they can make him work the count a little bit, get deep, and might get him out a little sooner than they'd like. And he's a tough hombre.
The lefty, Spencer Palmer. Now the batter.
With a well-hit ball by Granillo, but right at La Mancha.
Ball 1.
And that's where you see the straightest fastball by Vandenhelder is up. Using anything down, it's got a little late life, either off the plate or back in to his arm side.
1-0 on Palmer, outside ball 2.
There you saw 2 distinct pitches right there. One had a little more finger and a little more seam. The other one was probably 4 seam across.
Palmer ahead 2-0, and he ropes that one into right field. Delarefiche cuts it off nicely. He gets the ball quickly. We saw him close things out and shut the door in Game 6. Back into right field goes Davis, but it's a one-out single. Spencer Palmer. Here comes the biggest bat in the lineup for El Camino, Joseph Borges.
Borges had some opportunities all day in game one. He quite never got that timely hit. But it's a new moment here for both clubs. It's the best 2 out of 3. It's a series.
Vanden Helder on the season, the leading pitcher for Orange Coast, coming in with a record of 12-1. Swing and a miss. This is his 21st appearance. Got a couple saves, 96 and 2/3 innings pitched. An ERA of 3.35, 68 strikeouts, only 26 walks. At 0-1 on Borges. And that one over to Tommy Williams, trying to turn and make a play on it. Throw is wide. That's great coverage by Lash behind the dish. The throw errant from Williams. Haven't seen a lot of that. That's a very tough play for Tommy. But first and second, I wonder if that's going to be an error. No, second hit. Yeah.
I think that's a good call. Again, Williams cheating up the middle with the right-handed hitting Borges at the plate. And that ball into the hole, and that's a long way for Williams to go.
But coach, as you've been saying throughout the weekend, it's the little things. They're playing catch. Now, Williams unable to make the throw. I don't think the throw would have beat him anyway. But backing up his Lash there, and they don't give away a free 90 feet.
There you go. That's coaching. That's discipline. As long as you want to make sure your pitcher rotates to the plate there and doesn't stand and spectate, because then the plate's uncovered.
Spencer Long takes strike one. So something brewing for the Warriors in the top of the first inning, game 7.
Here we are.
And I think, guys, with 13 runners left on base in the first matchup today, it's imperative that El Camino get a run home here.
Took the words out of my mouth, Jeff, and they sound better from you.
The 0-1, swing and a miss. Vanden Helder pulls the string behind home plate. It's Hal Simon. Javier Navarro at first. Brian Wilkerson at second. Pat Rivera, third base ump. Long in the hole at 0-2. Swing and a miss. Vanden Helder with his 69th K on the season.
On 3 pitches to get Long.
So that'll bring up Conrad. We saw a lot of first and second situations for El Camino in game 6.
In spite of the 13 LOBs in game 1, El Camino cannot press. They need to just make sure they take quality swings at good pitches.
And Helder paints it for strike one.
And you aren't going to get a whole lot of the baseball to hit off Vanden Helder, because he does throw half of it, and he throws it to the edges. So I like that 3-5 hole. We'll go back to T. Gwynn. I like a little one hopper towards Della Fici. Good effort, good try there.
Foul back. Della Fici has had an outstanding weekend in right field, also on the mound. Talked about the save that he recorded in game 6. Flashing some serious gas.
He did.
And a menacing stare.
Yeah, he's like Gagne in the day. Just come on in, hit it. Here's 104.
The 0-2 fought off. Two gone, top of the first inning. 2 aboard, 2 hits. The chant, the OCC side, trying to get their guys out of it. Vanden Helder, 2 strikeouts in the top of the first. 2 hits, 2 left, no runs. Scoreless as we head to the home half of the first inning, game 7, winner take all. bottom of the first inning. Lamanche, Williams, De La Refiche due up for the Pirates. And on the mound, Nathan Draves, sophomore, 6'5", 215 pitcher for El Camino. Comes in with a record of 2-1. 17 2/3 innings pitched. ERA of 1.02. Draves, a big man.
Long and lanky. Been a spot starter for the Warriors this year, primarily because of the 3 strong starters that they have. So his starts are minimized to 4 and 5 game weeks. But he has come out of the pen, given some quality innings as defined by his ERA. So he has the ability. You got to match the big right-hander from OCC here.
Making just his second appearance of the postseason. He had 1 2-inning outing against Glendale back on May 17th.
A fresh arm.
Yeah, talk about how Game 7 creates some unlikely heroes. Will it be Nathan Draves?
Spot starter in the biggest spot of the year.
Against the toughest leadoff man that we've seen all weekend in Lamanche.
Dan Sayer might have a thing or two to say about that.
Yeah,
That's true.
It's pretty good for
leadoff
Sac City.
man. And Jerry Granillo. Can you get any hotter?
No, you
Leadoff man has been a deep position here at the Final Four.
I was going off on-base percentage,
Yep.
but
Well,
no
you're
disrespect to anybody.
You're not wrong, Bones.
Lamanche looking at his 190,000th walk here.
Right?
6-figure walk numbers.
6-figure walk.
3-2.
That might be trouble.
That might be trouble, and it is going to fall in for a leadoff single in the bottom of the first. Skylar Lamanche.
Good pitch by Draves. It just a little bit up. It was in. And Lamanche, he fights off anything that tells him he can't be at first base.
Tommy Williams. Talk about a nice on-base percentage. He gets on base about half the time. 500.
And he's probably raising that number in this tournament.
You got those as 1 and 2. You got innings all the time with those guys involved.
We certainly saw that in Game 6. First pitch from Draves. A pop-up from Williams. And Nakawaki takes care of it. And that'll bring up Davis De La Refiche.
One of the things that happens in this tournament that doesn't usually happen too often is a doubleheader. Doesn't happen much during the season, maybe at the front end in a tournament. Doesn't happen in regular conference play that are 3-game series. Orange Coast in their second doubleheader of the tournament.
There goes Lamanche. And second base, all his. With the steal, good pitch to go on.
He's like Serrano. You know, he got the first base, and metaphysically he ran the second, and his feet were on fire, and he's an automatic double.
Like a Serrano chili?
No, like Serrano from what is that? Major League.
I thought that was Willie Mays Hayes.
Don't get this guy started on that movie.
You're right, Willie Mays Hayes. Serrano was the set your bat on fire in your locker guy, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
There's the Joe Boo.
The follower of Joe Boo. Are you saying Lamanche told Spencer Palmer, I'm going about 90 feet? 2-0.
I think Lamanche could tell everybody he's going 90 feet. They have yet to erase him.
Very unlikely to be fooled by the shoelaces are untied line at first base.
Look real sharp.
Who was the actor that played Willie Mays Hayes?
Wesley
Snipes.
Was it Wesley Snipes? Okay.
Yeah.
Blade himself.
Wanted to be sure before I threw that out there.
3-0, and there's strike one from Draves.
I'd ask the question I know Mike would know, who played Willie Mays Hayes in the sequel. That's a little bit tougher question. I know you know it, but
It was a forgettable movie.
yes, it was.
The actor, not so forgettable. But
No, he went on.
the 3-1. Contact made. That's going to go into left field. 4-base hit. Here comes Lamanche charging around. Conrad with a throw off the mark. 1-0. OCC strikes first blood yet again.
John Bryant, third base coach for OCC, had no inclination to stop
No.
Lamanchi.
Team that likes to put pressure on you, and OCC doing just that here in the bottom of the first inning. 1 out, 1 already scored. Skylar Lamanchi, the leadoff man, led things off with the single, second hit of the inning for Orange Coast. Another RBI on the weekend for Davis De La Raffiche.
De La Raffiche is in the middle of just about everything that's going on for them lately, and Lamanche as well.
That one a rope foul, just foul, off the bat of Tyler Lash. Lash on base percentage pretty gaudy as well, 469, batting average 350. 1-1, there goes Davis. That one fouled off, 1-2 now. Don't think Granillo is going to be able to track that thing down. A lot of room to scale. So Draves now ahead. Doing all right there, Bones?
Nothing but a little water.
Throw over to first. Check Davis. James. Throw back one more time. Well, a spot starter on a big stage. Draves trying to settle in, pops up Lash to left. Conrad puts it away for the second out, the bottom of the first.
Davis was on the move there. No surprise. They're moving.
Here comes Murphy Staley.
It's where I think you have to be particularly careful if you're El Camino. For a possible stolen base, they'd love to get De La Raffiche into scoring position for Staley with 2 out.
First pitch on Staley, a ball. Well, something to keep an eye on, and made mention of it. The middle relief guy, Kevin Ishimaru, left with an injury. Game 6. Likely won't see him here. But when you talk about a team that didn't make it through in the winner's bracket, you know, they've expended some arms here. They have the day 1 starter, Cole Vandenhelder, in the game 7 start. She looked pretty good there in the top of the first. 2-0 Staley. Robbed by Becerra. The force out at second to get De La Raffiche.
Great play. De La Raffiche down, but
let's look at this one. Look at the play made by Matt Becerra. Now it's pretty bang at second. De La Raffiche is out, and we head to the second here on SoCal College Sports. Aaron Orozco will lead things off for the Warriors. OCC strikes first blood in the bottom of the first. One nothing OCC. Change that there for you. It'll be Orozco, Becerra, and Casillas for El Camino. Here in the top of the second, Vanden Helder. Strike one, 1-1. The sun's starting to make an appearance. Haven't seen a lot of her or him this weekend. A lot of clouds. We welcome the lack of heat. After the foul off from Orozco, 1 and 2. And Helder looking for his third strikeout. That one twisting foul. Long run for Davis de la Refouche. He's not going to catch up to that one. Burning some calories out there, Coach.
Not without effort by our buddy D squared, that's for sure. Do the best he can to run that thing down.
We'll do the 1-2 again. That one looked like it hit Orozco.
Again, that ball's on the other side of the plate. Orozco out in front, trying to pull it. Needs to trust himself. Trying to hit the ball the other way, especially with 2 strikes on Vanden Helder.
And the cheers of Keith, the super fan, starting to ratchet up for OCC. 1-2, swing and a miss. Third strikeout already. And 4 outs recorded for Cole Vanden Helder dealing for the Pirates. Well, Coach, the fastball looks pretty good for somebody who went on Saturday.
And I don't remember his pitch count. I think he was about 106.
Somewhere around there, 106, 110 maybe.
Yeah.
Look at the official stats on the 3C2A website, CCCAAsports.org. David Silverstein working his magic here in Fresno, as he usually does. Becerra went yard on day 1. 3 straight retired on strikes.
Game 7, I think some of the fans are tired.
I think so.
Yeah, they're here.
Well, we had a couple people say, "Hey, we'll drive down. Where can we get the game?" SoCal College Sports 1 on YouTube is what I told them. 1-1. Fouled off.
That'd be in your car radio too, right?
Something like that. You know, if you got that
Car
Bluetooth
Yeah.
in there. Most cars have that now. Should be 1 and 2 on the scoreboard.
It's a degree of uncertainty.
Well, on our scoreboard it says 1 and 2. Oh, now they change it. 1-2, fouled off and fought off by Becerra.
That's the way. I think that's the way you approach this right-hander for Orange Coast. Is don't be afraid to be a little tardy or be afraid to get jammed. You're going to get the ball in the outer third most of the time as a right-handed hitter.
Well, Coach Vanden Helder, not necessarily overpowering, but I feel like the fastball's up a tick, given the stage.
Looks like he's got a little more velo than day 1, but he might be going, hey, I'm going as hard as I can every pitch till Alto comes and gets me.
This will be the final game of the season. Here in 2019, a new champion will be crowned after Sacramento City dispatched San Joaquin Delta. This one into right field in front of Davis de la Refouche, who is playing back.
That is that's the right approach. That's what we're talking about. And be willing to take a 135-foot single, get your team going.
Yeah. So a 1-out single from Matt Becerra. Brandon Casillas, the catcher, up to bat. Third hit on the day for El Camino. See Becerra take a lead. Strike one. Hear that pop.
Good height, good pitch, good take.
Nakawaki on deck.
As the breeze kicks up here.
Wind starting to
Fresno
swirl.
City.
John Euless ballpark. That pitch just missing from Vandenhelder. 1-1.
Got a facility that's held up to the games. 7 games of play, a couple days of weather. Again, Ron Scott, Fresno City College staff, all hands on deck for about 4 or 5 days now, so we say thank you.
That pitch in there, strike two. Vandenhelder continues to attack the zone, putting the onus on these hitters. Shirt tucked in, is that a rule, Coach?
It is.
Unless you're Lawrence Taylor.
They can get away with it. The 1-2. Outside. Becerra, not much of a threat to go. In fact, zero threat, no stolen bases this season. Two. Swing and a miss. Casillas reaching. 4th strikeout on the day for Cole Vandenhelder, dealing on the biggest stage of the year. Nakawaki now up with 2 down. That one gonna stay fair. Down the line, tailing away from Davis De La Rifiche. They will hold the runner at third. Davis catches up to that ball in a hurry. It looked like Becerra may be hobbling here. Let's see on the turn. Comes up a little gimpy here. Yeah, he rolled the right ankle, holding up.
And the hot Jerry Granillo is up.
On fire.
It's the guy you want right now. If you're picking anybody today, that's your pick, right?
In a big moment. Nice hit back there from Taishi. Eight for his last 22. Started off with strike one. Flew out to center.
And then that 22 that weren't hits, there were 5 or 6 balls that were squared.
Yeah.
And they were Adam balls.
He's hitting 5 straight. Pitch in there, strike 2. Cole Vandenhelder turning the page. Very effective thus far in this at bat. With 2 men in scoring position. Tying run 90 feet away. It's 1-0. OCC win the top of the second. Winner take all game 7. The 0-2 on Granillo. Outside. Good eye there from Granillo.
Pirates staying to their plan, keeping the ball away, and forcing you into a different plan. And that side of the plate is Granillo's strength, and we'll see if he can work that 5-5 hole here.
1-2. In there, ring him up. Granillo, not a big fan of the call. Who is? Oh, that's a tough pitch there. Pretty close with 2 strikes. Cole Vandenheller strikes out the side in the top of the second. El Camino strands 2 at second and third. The score remains 1-0. We head to the home half of the second inning. SoCalCollegeSports.com game. Gentry, Morgan, Serrano. First pitch swinging for Jacob Gentry. Leadoff single in the bottom of the second. Right on top of that pitch from Draves. Here comes David Morgan, third baseman. It's the DH Gentry at first.
David Morgan, who's been playing some outstanding third base for the Pirates this weekend. He's laying out on everything. And Gentry, the sophomore from Claremont, leads off the inning. We got an LOM. Let's see what can happen here.
Well, we saw an LOM come across the score in the bottom of the first. Draves delivers off speed. It's a nice pitch.
That's that backwards mentality breaking ball that most hitters are not looking for.
Coach, when you say backwards, what do you mean by that?
Count. The count is 1-0. It really favors fastball, but you throw that, get it in there breaking ball, try and disrupt the hitting plan of each hitter. So the ability, the manage 3 pitches. I mean, if you get settled into 1 pitch, really no matter what the velocity is, it's straight. Somebody's going to catch it, so that's why you need that second and third pitch.
1-1. Right over to Nakawaki. Quick throw over to first. It goes into the dugout. Well, it was bounced from Nakawaki, and Taishi.
That'd be ill-advised, I think.
Ill-advised throw?
I believe so. I can only think that he threw the ball away because he didn't have the best of grip.
Yeah.
Once you get a feel of that, and, caromed, oddly off the dirt. And
Coach,
there's 90 feet again.
Who's the air on? Is throwing air?
Yes.
So runner at second now with 1 out. Here's Serrano.
And that free 90 takes you out of the double play situation. So you just can't fumble against good clubs. That was a little bit of a fumble. Let's see what they do with the turnover, so to speak.
3 for 4 earlier today was Serrano. Memory serves. 0-1. High.
And he's come in and done a good job since being inserted into the lineup. And,
next man up. Always be ready.
Playing a solid left field.
Third meeting of the weekend between these two teams on the weekend. We met in the winner's bracket game day 2, which was Monday, yesterday.
Shows you the strength of the state. Last year, all North final. This year, all South final.
Yes, sir. So. 2-1 on Serrano. Pitch inside.
Year before that, we had a South champion. Year before that, we had a North champion. So the sport is alive and well in 3C2A.
Ebb and flow throughout the weekend. Ebb and flow historically the last 2 years between the North and South. 3-1 on Adam. High ball 4. 1 out walk. Put runners at first and second. In the bottom of the second. Tristan Hanoian. Chance at redemption here. It's been Joey Fregosi getting the start in the last couple of games for the Pirates after Hanoian started the game versus Sac City and then the second game versus El Camino. Did commit an error in that game. Take strike 1. Only 2 hits for the Pirates, but they do have a run on the board. On speed outside from Draves. And Coach Draves still trying to settle in.
And here's a trip by Coach Nate Fernley, who handles the pitchers, and this might be hay. This is an instructional time, and it's probably instructional neck up and his neck down.
Yep.
And dealing with an emotion and just try and settle him a little bit. Nate knows what he does on the mound as a All-American pitcher from BYU. I think he still holds the record for the most wins in a single season at the Y, 16, which would match the innings from game 1 on day 2.
Well played, Coach. 1-1 high. Not the response you wanted to see after the meeting from Draves. Erratic in this at bat. See if Nathan can settle down. The 2-1 outside. You know, Coach, after the strikeout on Granillo last inning, that looked like a very similar spot.
No.
And here's a 3-1.
That's what El Camino thought.
Yep. Ball 4, that one did for sure look off the plate. So the base is juiced. 1 out.
Guess who?
Skylar Lamanchi.
That's right.
One of the toughest out, if not the toughest out of the weekend, is now at the plate with the bases loaded in the bottom of the second. OCC a chance to break this wide open in Game 7, winner take all for the 3C2A crown. Throne, crown, belt, whatever trophy you want to attach to it. Lamanchi takes strike 1.
The commentary is a trophy nonetheless. I think everybody's fully aware of how productive this young man has been. And a tough man to double up, but a ground ball pitcher that could help you.
0-1 is high from Draves.
Starting to fail high, which is an indicator of a little bit of loss of feel. And a little bit better downhill plane. Bend and reach here a little bit, right-hander, and you'll be back in it.
The 1-1 on Lamanchi, strike 2. Took a little bit off of it, Coach.
Yeah, man, and I think a little bend at the waist right there, and just got that extension side. He might be able to. He could sneak a 4-seamer in somebody's hands right now, because that delivery's kind of long and linky and slinky and straight right here.
That one chopped over to first. Over to second. They will concede a run. 2-0 OCC. As Gentry comes around and score.
Tough decision there. Ball. He came and got the ball. going forward to the plate. I don't know if he could have got him. It was a force play, but usually you kind of go whatever way the ball takes you in that double play situation. He was coming in, but he felt that had a better opportunity to go that way. So they scratch one in. The number is still straight and not crooked as of yet, but Tommy Williams will probably have something to say about that.
Tommy. Runners at second and third. 2 gone. A 2-run RBI single for Tommy Williams. If it wasn't crooked before, it is now 4-1 or 4-0, 4-0. That might be it for Draves, and it will be second visit of the inning from Fernley. Draves unable to get settled in. He goes 1 2/3. Allows 4, and El Camino in a hole. Be back with a new pitcher. For El Camino, 15th appearance on the year, 3-2 record, 2 saves, ERA of 2.95.
Much like Garrett Spikuza, spot reliever for the Warriors, which doesn't happen very often.
Big spot here. De La Riefferche takes it to left field. That's that. 3 across in the bottom of the second. It's 4-0 Orange Coast. Looking to go for 2. Final day of the 2019 season for the win. lot of work to do for El Camino in a 4-0 hole. After 3 come across in the bottom of the second, we're in the top of the 3rd inning. Palmer, Borges, and Long do up this inning. Palmer and Borges singled there last time up. Vandenhelder dealing on a big stage. His strikeout high this season was 9 versus Fullerton. He has 5 through 2 innings. That one fouled back quickly, 0-2 now.
And if you're El Camino in this situation, again, similar to game 1, putting runners on base hasn't been the problem, but 4 left on base through the first 2 innings, and the timely hits really just haven't been there for the Warriors today, and that's been the difference.
17 left on base. If you're doing the math, in the last 11 innings of play for El Camino. 0-2 outside. A couple times in the game previous to this, leaving the bases loaded. I think in both of those innings, Stoy, I think it was first and second, nobody out in those innings.
Yeah, and then they put 2 more on, I believe, the inning after that. It was inning after inning. They had their chances, but you give the Pirate pitchers certainly a large measure of the credit as well, coming up with big pitches when they needed to.
Yep. That one just misses, 2-2. Vandenhelder delivers high, ball 3. Nice job by Palmer working this count full after he was behind 0-2. Comes the payoff from Cole. Low, ball 4. Leadoff man aboard here in the top of the 3rd. Borges singled back in the 1st. He has shouldered the load offensively this season, batting .344 coming into today. 4 home runs. Big hack on the first pitch, fouled back on 1. The 0-1. Hit hard over to second. Williams makes quick work. In time for the double play. So Borges hits into a dog. Vandenhelder's best friend. Just like that, 2 down at the top of the 3rd.
Well struck, good approach. Just hit it right at Tommy Williams. And him and Hanoyan are pretty steady in the middle, whether it's him and Fragosi or Tommy and Mr. Hanoyan. They are solid in the middle, so another opportunity potentially, but still in the inning with only 2 outs.
Tommy Williams eats balls like that for breakfast. Gobbled it up, turns a double play.
Solid player.
Spencer Long struck out his last time up. 0-1, 0-2 now. Big swing and a miss. Five strikeouts on the day for Cole Vandenhelder. Make it 6. Sit him down. 3 up, 3 down. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. OCC looking to add to a 4-0 lead.
Has Spencer Long's been getting smoked, hasn't he?
Julian Diaz delivers. First pitch swung on into the gap. Lash will take second base. A stand-up double to lead things off in the bottom of the third. 1 run in the bottom of the first, 3 in the bottom of the second. OCC looking for a little gravy here early. Staley now up to bat.
Momentum has definitely parked its way in the Orange Coast dugout. And it doesn't get any easier for Mr. Diaz with Murph here at the plate.
Staley popped up on the first pitch. 1 gone. 2 pitches, 1 out. 1 guy at second. Not terribly inefficient.
No, not at all.
Only the 3rd pitch for Julian Diaz. It took him one pitch to get out at the bottom of the second.
Yeah.
Not bad. That pitch in the dirt. It's a tremendous job by Casillas staying in front. Can't be giving away freebies down 4-0 for El Camino.
Not at this point of your participatory life, that's for sure. Left-hander here might be a little bit careful with a good hitter in Jacob Gentry. With the right-handed hitter, David Morgan on deck. No slouch to David Morgan, but right might be a better match.
2-0 over to first. Runner will advance. Palmer will take care of it. 2 gone. Orange Coast taking the South Coast route to the state title. Possibly here. They swept Long Beach, swept Mount Sac, and with a 2nd win today.
Yeah, they're going through it the tough way, but their bus has extra wheels right now.
Really does. NEGU never give up. Off speed low from Diaz.
Diaz is 1 pitch from getting out of this. Bend and don't break here. And be the first on the block to hang a 0.
Welcome sight that would be for the Warriors. That went outside from Diaz. And Lash with that leadoff hit, the double. I almost get the feeling that Diaz is a little gun shy here. Trying to maybe be a little bit too careful. That one lifted to left. It's carrying Conrad back to the track. And that'll do it for the Pirates. They strand a runner at third. First 0 on the board today defensively for the Warriors, but still some work to do offensively. They trail it 4-0. We head to the 4th.
Top of the fourth, it'll be Conrad, Orozco, and Becerra for El Camino College, trailing this one 4-0 as Cole Van Den Helder is back up on the rubber and ready to go. Van Den Helder, the winner on day one over Sac City. And he has been sharp through three. And he blows a fastball by Conrad for strike one.
Be a good time for El Camino. Good spot in their lineup. Got a 0 finally hung in the bottom of the third, and maybe get something going on Van Helder, who obviously is gritty and tough and a definition of a pirate.
Conrad was 2 for 3 in the first game today, and the ground ball to third, Morgan overthrows, and Conrad will be safe at first. Let's see if this is called an error. I gotta believe it is going to be, and
Sure.
it is.
Tremendous play again by David Morgan. Just knocked that ball down, back on his feet, just a little bit errant. Tremendous throwing arm.
And perhaps if you're a Warrior fan, you hope from the most modest of beginnings, a large inning may come. Meanwhile, as that ball was overthrown, Conrad was awarded second base. So he's at second now. Nobody out, and a chance against Van Den Helder.
Again, if nothing else, Aaron needs to hit the ball to the right side, get that young man in scoring position, and break this string of zeros and just manufacture a run if they need to. If it's via the air, then so what? But
it's been a struggle for Orozco at the plate today. 1 for 6. He struck out 3 times.
There's a try. There's an effort. Okay. He's working right there. He just needs to commit to that.
Of course, that's on the heels of such an astonishing performance yesterday for Aaron Orozco. 3 for 3. 3 runs batted in 7 innings on the mound for the win. And that just shows you what a fickle game this game of baseball can be.
It is fickle.
A ball and a strike. Line back up the middle, a base hit for Orozco. Conrad needed to let that ball go through, so he'll hold at third. But a certified rally starting here for El Camino College with the first 2 aboard in the top of the fourth.
And it looks like Aaron made an adjustment. He let that ball travel a little bit. Didn't try to do too much. Didn't try to be the 3 for 3, 3 RBI guy. When he drove balls right back up the middle, which is the part of the diamond that you can beat Cole Van Helder. If you try and beat him with rollover balls to the left and right side and pull corners, he can beat you. So now Becerra's got a little sock in his rock.
And he's swinging the bat well today, 3 for 5.
Stay in the same mentality.
Van Den Helder comes home, and a cutter on the outside corner for a strike. And
that's where he lives. So if you want to visit him, you got to go to his house on that side of the plate.
Oh, 1 pitch. Another strike for Van Den Helder, and he's quickly on top of Becerra. No balls and 2 strikes with Casillas waiting on deck.
And this is where Van Den Helder often over the weekend is taking that 4-seamer and elevated it. With a little extra velo, it gets in the eyesight of that hitter.
Well, after going 8 innings on Saturday, you wondered how
There it
long.
is.
Base hit to right for Becerra, and El Camino on the board.
Finally committing to that 3-5 hole, middle of the diamond. All these things happen with Oppo work.
Well, I started to say that the natural question after going 8 innings on Saturday is how long would Cole Van Den Helder go today? How much does he have in his arm? And he's been outstanding, but this is working into the 4th inning, and on just 2 days rest, you have to wonder just how much he has in the tank. And here comes Tim Matz, pitching coach for Orange Coast College, and he's going to talk it over with Van Den Helder.
Well, I think that pitch was a good pitch. It's just that the hitter committed to doing what he could with the pitch and not too much. And the last 2 at-bats showed commitment to, hey, this is where Van Helder lives. We're going to have to beat him on that side of the plate. They've done that, and they've gotten the ball out of the air. This is not a fly ball team with a lot of sock, and this might be a good spot for a sacrifice bunt to get to our UCI-bound shortstop
Taishe Nakawake,
who has
Yeah.
had a couple of bats. So
I think unlike day one when the wind was really blowing out, this is back to being a little more of a pitcher's park. I think it's going to take a real blow to get one out of here. And neither of these teams, as you pointed out, Bones, has really relied on the long ball specifically this season. So it might be down to more manufacturing runs.
a little choked up on the bat, which could indicate bunt. There it is.
Pitch to Casillas, bunted back to the round, and Van Den Helder going to go to third in time to get the force on Orozco. So the sacrifice unsuccessful. It'll remain first and second now with one out. You take a look at the replay, and just a hair in front of the hand from Orozco, I think. Boy, that is a great angle, great camera work, and boy, that was close, but I think they got him by just a fraction.
The key in any bunt situation is make sure the pitcher doesn't handle the ball if possible.
That'll bring up Nakawake, a big swing and a miss for strike one.
A little bit of a bullet to the toe of the El Camino shoe at that point.
Taishi broke out of a mini slump today with a double his first time up. Got runners at first and second with one out here. The 0-1 pitch. Inside, ball one.
And the quality stroke of Jerry Granillo is on deck, Jeff.
Yeah, Nakawake 0 for 5 in the first game today. And he struggled against an assortment of Pirate pitchers. Had an opportunity in the ninth. On the outside corner with the cutter, a ball and 2 strikes.
Good take, good pitch. Taishi needs to stay right where his buddies have been, middle, right side. That's where the activity has been, that's where the success has been. Because you don't want to hit it to David Morgan. Guy's vacuum.
Goes after the breaking ball in the dirt. Nakawake down on strikes. That's a big strikeout for Van Den Helder.
Well, the inability to get the sacrifice bunt down has affected this inning.
And here comes Granillo. Had a monster day in game 6 earlier today. 3 for 3 with a couple of walks. He's 0 for 2 so far in this one against Van Den Helder.
And Van Den Helder will step to that opposite side of the plate. He'll go arm side here on Jerry.
Lifted to right and shallow, but De La Repeche on the run to retire the side. The Warriors get on the board. 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base through 3.5. OCC on top of El Camino 4-1 on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Changes for El Camino as Spencer Long will come in to pitch, and Aaron Orozco will move from the DH spot and play second base. For the Pirates, it'll be Serrano, Hanoian, and then the top of the order, Skylar Lamanchi, and the bottom of the fourth as Long takes over for Julian Diaz. Well, for El Camino, a run on the board in the fourth, but left with the decided feeling as Long's first pitch hits Serrano, and the leadoff man aboard. But you can't help but think a little bit, if you're El Camino, of what might have been. They were in position to maybe put a couple of more on the board, but couldn't continue that inning. Van den Helder settled down, got out of the jam, and limited them to the one run.
It's just the inability to get that timely hit. The bunt and the play by Cole Van Helder to get around that pitch and around that bunt and get that ball to third base just in time.
Big play in the field, and they'll try to bunt here, and it's foul with Hanoian, who walked his first time up. Hanoian back in the lineup for the first time in a couple of games. He started the first game, then I believe started their second game, the first matchup between these two teams, and came out midway through the game.
He did.
Before Joey Fregosi took over for a couple of games. And not much to read into that, other than I think John Altobelli's got a pretty deep bench. Some other guys he can go to.
Keeping guys fresh, keeping guys engaged. And again, the depth of these dugouts, they're all full. They're full of Pirates and full of Warriors.
No balls and a strike. And the curve ball outside, a ball and a strike. Now on Hanoian. Another throw over. Hanoian squares to bunt, gets it down on the right side, and Long will go to first to retire Hanoian as Serrano moves to second on the successful sacrifice.
And the ever-present number 2. Skylar Lamanchi.
1 for 2 in the game.
In place.
1 for 5 on the day so far, but he does have a couple of walks as well. And now he's got a runner at second with 1 out and a chance to potentially get that run back for the Pirates. Fastball from Long in there for a strike. And there is Serrano. Good speed at second base. Breaking ball, foul. No balls and 2 strikes quickly on Lamanchi, who's now been on base, I want to say 13 times in the tournament.
You've been busy.
I get a little tired just counting it up. Imagine how tired he is.
Way to be accurate, Jeffrey.
Outside fastball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count on Lamanchi. Tommy Williams on deck, heading into this dangerous top of this Pirate order for Spencer Long. Right back to the mound. Now they've got Serrano hung up between second and third. Lamanchi continuing to move. He'll make it into second. And they'll put the tag on Serrano. So it should end up with Lamanchi at second and now 2 outs.
Depends if he's on the base. If the original runner was on second base and they were both tagged at the same time, then the original runner was on the base, he'd stay safe and Lamanchi would be out. He wasn't forced to vacate. So he was in possession of second base. It's just a matter of.
Well, Lamonti was there at second base when Serrano returned to the bag. So how does that impact?
Well, if they're both on the bag at the same time, the possession goes back to Serrano and Lamonti would be out.
So it's just a question of which runner will ultimately stay.
Well,
at
it just
second
depends
base.
where they were at the point of tag. If Serrano is tagged out before he returned to the base, then Lamonti is safe if he's on the base. So if Lamonti was tagged before he arrived and Serrano was tagged prior to his arrival, they'd both be out.
Seems like something of a, unless I'm misunderstanding, something of a cosmetic issue. It's just a question of which. Okay, so from that angle, it's very clear that Serrano gets back safely. There was no tag on Serrano, so that should mean, as we watch here, Bones, that Lamonti becomes out at that point.
And Serrano will return to second base.
Serrano would still be at second
safely,
base.
but
that should be the call.
Then he chose to advance to third. They weren't able to make a play, but was the ball called dead? Did anybody raise their arms?
There is, you see the umpire at second base, Javier Navarro.
Pointing out.
Yeah, raising his arm to say he's out.
But was he pointed to, he was pointed to Serrano, then Serrano should not be able to advance. So this is confusion tech at this point.
And again, you get a good look here. And Serrano is clearly back. No question about that call. He's back at the bag.
I couldn't see the replay from here, Jeff.
Yeah. Okay.
Was Serrano tagged prior to his arrival at second?
No, he was not. I don't think there's any question about that he arrived back at second safely.
Then he has the right to go wherever he wants. If the play was not ruled dead, then the tag on Lamonti means he's occupying a base that was already occupied by a previous runner. He's out. It's just a matter of where everybody was when the tags were happening.
So Serrano ends up at third now with 2 outs, and if you're Spencer Long, if you can get the batter, you're out of the inning.
Then it's
make
a moot
it
point.
all meaningless. But the batter is Tommy Williams, and that's no easy assignment. He's 1 for 2. He had a 2-run single his last time up in the second inning. Fly ball center field, playable for Borges.
And
we're all
copacetic now, Jeff.
Everything perhaps good, as it should be, through 4 complete. 4-1. Orange Coast on top of El Camino. The one game decider of the 3C2A Baseball Championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
In the sun, really.
It'll be Palmer leading things off, followed by Borges and Long against Cole Van Den Helder. In the top of the 5th, first pitch lifted into left field, over in foul territory for strike 1. Palmer perfect on the day, 1 for 1, a single and a walk. Pretty good in the opener as well. 2 for 3 with a couple of walks, including an 8th inning triple. So Palmer's been swinging the bat well all day. He'll try to get something started. for El Camino. Here in the top of the 5th, they trail it 4-1. Vanden Helder has done a good job scattering some hits against the Warriors and generally keeping them out of the scoring column. They have 1 run on the board, but they've had opportunities in nearly every inning. There was 1 inning where Vanden Helder, back in the 3rd, faced the minimum thanks to a double play. Ball and 2 strikes now on Palmer. Vanden Helder up to 66 pitches unofficially. That after going certainly over 100. Pretty well over 100 in his first start on Saturday night. 1 and 2 in on the hands and fouled away. Palmer stays alive. There is a good look at Spencer Palmer. Outfield playing Palmer the opposite way.
There's that offside of the plate again. He just pounds that side of the zone.
It looks like Vanden Helder likes to use a cut fastball against right-handers, working away from them. And if that's the case, how do you feel like he's working to lefties? How does he choose to go? On the ground
on that side.
Gets by Staley. And Palmer will be aboard. I'm sorry,
That's okay, no problem. There was activity. And then he just goes two-seamer, and he goes arm side. So he goes arm side, a little late life away from the left-handed hitter. And he wants to create rollover contact, which he got there, but we had an uncharacteristic error made by the Pirates.
Yeah, it was a leadoff error last inning that ultimately resulted in a run. They get the leadoff man aboard on a Pirate fielding miscue, and that'll bring up Borges, who's 1 for 2. Grounded into a double play his last time up. Skies this one to right. De La Refouché in front of the track.
Not sure I'd run on that one.
So 1 pitch, 1 out. Borges retired. And here comes Spencer Long, who is having a tough afternoon. At least here in Game 7 with a couple of strikeouts against Cole Vanden Helder. And I imagine we wondered how long Vanden Helder would go, and I imagine if you ask Spencer Long, it's feeling like too long for Vanden Helder on
too long for Spencer Long, but
on the mound.
Still in the game. And
lines this one for a base hit. Long with a big turnaround first. He will hold up, but Palmer, running hard, will make it to third. Runners at the corners with 1 down, and Ty Conrad coming to the plate.
I hate to be redundant, Jeff, but we're back to, are you willing to hit the ball the other way? If you're willing to hit the ball the other way and take what the game gives you, you're going to get your hits. So most of their knocks that have been this rally moment in the last 15, 20 minutes for El Camino have come to that side of the diamond by their right-handed hitters. And so they have an inning because they're committed to that. I think Borges tried, but he just got a ball a little bit up that he couldn't handle. So here we are, back to El Camino looking for that significant big hit that's eluded them since 11 o'clock this morning.
Spencer Long with a base hit. Put 2 on for Conrad. At the knees for strike 1. And Vanden Helder has been leader of this pitching staff all season long. And if there's one thing he's demonstrated, going back even to Saturday night against Sacramento City, it's an ability to get out of jams if he puts runners on base thus far.
And he is a ground ball away.
He has been outstanding in terms of bearing down and making his best pitches. And he's ahead of Conrad now, no balls and 2 strikes.
And if you look at Vanden Helder through just about every delivery, he's smooth, he's emotionless. He gets a little fist pump when he gets out of a jam, but other than that, he's a cool customer. Kind of like the breeze we're getting right now. It's a little cool.
Feels good. And a couple of good pitches from Vanden Helder would probably feel pretty good in that OCC dugout. Here's the 0-2. Outside. Long breaks for second. He'll make it easily.
Now the double play is no longer in line, and contact in the middle of the diamond is essential for El Camino at this point. So commit, let that ball travel. The lower it is, the longer you have to get information from it. Take your time. If you try to play pepper with the shortstop or preferably the second baseman, then you got yourself an RBI and you got yourself a rally.
Yeah, Pirates, they're back up the middle, even with the bag at first and third. Way outside again.
Nice job by Tyler Lash. That's the most off the plate that Cole has been all day.
Conrad's 0 for 2 so far in Game 7. He's 2 for 5 today. A couple of hits in the loss earlier.
And we're only in the 5th, Jeff.
Long way to go. And the Warriors starting to find their way here. Well, they got down early to Orange Coast and tried to make a rally in the latter stages of Game 6. Couldn't find a timely hit in Game 7. Shaping up with much the same narrative so far. 3-2 on Conrad. Swing and a miss, and Conrad down on strikes, and Van Den Helder coming up with a huge response in a big moment. Wow.
No surprise, he continues to battle. And here's Orozco, who committed to a different approach. He got a knock last time. And
base hit his last time up. He's 1 for 2.
He one hop right field. This is what he needs to do again.
Looking for a 2-out hit. Orozco takes the fastball high and away.
There's that four-seamer that gets a little bit elevated.
6 men left on base in the first 4 innings.
Vinny Inman warming up for the Pirates.
He's appeared in 3 games already in the tournament. That one low from Van Den Helder. Matt Becerra's on deck, and say it, Becerra, the numbers don't tell the story. If you look at his stat line, it doesn't exactly blow you away, but he's already got a home run earlier in the tournament. He's got 4 hits today in the 2 games. Orozco tried to hold up but went around for strike 1. Just my somewhat longer way of saying you don't want to face Matt Becerra in this situation with Cole Van Den Helder.
Well, there's not too many people in anybody's lineup you want to face, I think, but I think Cole kind of maybe took control of the at-bat. It was a bad swing by Aaron. Really wasn't what he was after. He's energized.
Wave and a miss. Off speed from Van Den Helder, and the count evened up 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He seems to settle. He jumps back in the box and got to get his heartbeat down a little bit.
He's got a big hole on the right side if he can take the pitch that way.
He proved he could. It's not a matter if he can, it's a matter if he will right here.
Lined into left field off the glove of Hanoian. This is going to score 2 runs. Brand new ball game. El Camino back within 1 at 4-3.
Orozco got out in front of an off-speed pitch that was left out and up over the plate. And he got a barrel on it just enough. But it goes as
a base hit, and the Orozco RBI machine is revved up. 2 more on that one. And the Warriors, they're not all the way back, but they're scaling the mountain. Now they're down 1, 4-3.
They're pounding their drums, their war paint is on, and Danny the superfan is fired up.
Becerra, the batter, breaking ball high for ball 1. Said Becerra 2 for 2. 4 for 5, or I should say 4 for 6 overall on the day with a walk. Right down the middle for Van Den Helder, and the count a ball and a strike. Two hits in the game now for Orozco, and starting to get it cranked up again.
Another success in the middle of the diamond, even though he was beat out front.
Ripped into left center. This could be extra bases. It's going to one-hop the wall. This game is going to be tied. Orozco scores standing up. Tied at 4. Warrior fans going crazy. Well, who in their right mind would have ever thought they were going to go away?
No, they're not.
Yeah.
No one of any of these 4 teams have gone away all weekend. Again, leads, ties, lead changes. That's the moniker for the weekend.
And now with Casillas at the plate, it's the Warriors looking for the lead. A base hit to the outfield very well might do it. In there for a strike. You look down and
up with 85 pitches.
I'm not sure I see anybody throwing in the OCC ball.
We got Vinny Inman, number 6.
Okay, Inman down there
earlier. He was
a left-hander, but I'm not sure anybody's throwing right now.
Currently, no, but he was up earlier.
Does that surprise you a little bit with Van Den Helder? Having a long inning here, and he's up to 86 pitches.
So we got right. They might be getting him ready for Granillo, who we have decided doesn't like left-handed pitching. And
or at least really likes right-handed pitching.
Yeah,
There's a shot of the bullpen, and it is, I believe that's Inman who's up and throwing sporadically, but he's been up for a while, so he's probably warm. Just trying to stay warm. A ball and a strike on Casillas. 3 runs in for El Camino here in the 5th inning to tie it up at 4. This gets a piece. A ball and 2 strikes on Casillas. Struck out and grounded into a fielder's choice, trying to bunt the runners over last inning.
Got a lot of new fans here in the last 5 minutes. But what a great way to end the season in 3C2A sports here at Fresno.
Matt
Awesome
Becerra,
game.
5 for 7 on the day. And Casillas down on strikes to end the 5th. But halfway through this one, it's a brand new ball game tied at 4. El Camino and OCC for the 3C2A baseball championship. Refugee will lead things off against Spencer Long. He's back on the mound in a tie game here in the bottom of the 5th. 3, 4, 5 due up. Lash on deck to be followed by Murphy Staley. First pitch, a ball to De La Refugee. He's 1 for 2, singled and flied out. High chopper to short. Nakawaki on the charge. in time to get Taylor Reffichet. First out here in the bottom of the 5th. Going to bring up Tyler Lash, 1 for 2, a double his last time up. Ultimately stranded at second base back in the 3rd inning. Slow curve of beauty in there for a strike against Lash. Back behind the plate, catching both ends of a doubleheader after catching the game late last night against Sacramento City. So, has anybody had a more physically draining 24 hours than Tyler Lash? It's hard to imagine, but here he is. No balls and 2 strikes. Line towards short, but Nakawaki there. Two down. Base is empty. And Murphy Staley will be the batter. He's 0 for 2. Grounded into a fielder's choice and popped out. Long working quickly. Fastball. Sent into center field for a base hit. Staley looking first ball, fastball. And has a single with 2 down. And Gentry coming to the plate. Gentry 1 for 2, singled and grounded out. Long had the save in the win on Saturday against San Joaquin Delta. Popped foul, out of play on the left side. No balls and a strike on Gentry. Gentry overall 2 for 5 on the day. Slow curve, misses low. Ball and a strike. Left-handed hitting Gentry. Good hold on the right side as Palmer holds the runner on. The throw down to second and a stolen base for Staley. And again, the Pirates able to steal second base with 2 outs to create an RBI situation. Now with a ball and 2 strikes and the runner going on contact, a base hit to the outfield could possibly give the Pirates back the lead. Back to the screen. Damon Morgan would be next. Gentry can keep it going. In the bottom of the 5th. Ground ball right side to his left. It's Orozco at second base. New position for Aaron Orozco, but he's up to the task. We're through 5 complete. OCC El Camino tied at 4, playing for the 3C2A baseball championship. That'll be Nakawaki getting ready to lead things off against the new pitcher, Vince Inman. Inman, the left-hander, has appeared in every game so far in the tournament. And he's back on again, first man out of the pen to work to Nakawaki. Curveball.
Good time to
Called
make the
for
move
strike
here.
one.
You go right, then you go left. Inman's been coming in being a spot reliever the entire weekend. Sets up for him against the two left-handers in Granillo and Palmer.
And if you look ahead to the possibility of who might follow him, you're talking about possibly a guy like Ben Davis or De La Refouché, both hard-throwing right-handers. So Inman obviously works in opposition to that. As this one's hooked foul. A ball and 2 strikes for Inman. Coming in today, making his 23rd appearance on the season, a record of 4-0 and an ERA of 1.41 coming into action today. Bounces one in, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nakawaki. Nakawaki 1 for 2, a double, and he struck out his last time up. Well, around about the 3rd inning, you just weren't sure what you were going to see, and now here we are in the 6th, and the Warriors are all the way back. But this is a Pirate team. Fastball down the third base line. Another diving stop by Morgan, but the throw gets by. And Nakawaki will be safe at first. He'll hold there. And this should go down. No, it's coming in there. Okay.
There's not much that Morgan can't catch.
I don't know if you're going to see the replay here, and again, lays out. This is well, my only point of reference is a little bit older. I'd go with Craig Nettles down there at third base, but just laying out left and right.
He's excellent.
A lot of great fielding third basemen in the history of the game.
You might get a bunt here to get the go-ahead run in position.
For the 3rd consecutive inning, it's a leadoff error that puts a Warrior aboard to start an inning.
That error might have been on the first baseman. Looked like it went right off his glove. Like
Yeah, hard to say. It
got
could be, yeah.
Got a little locked in on the back of the bag. And
yeah, Staley over there at first base, and could have gone either way. A little bit of a low throw, but I think I agree with you, Bones. That ball was not in the dirt. It even got there. Just a little bit of a stretch for Staley to his left, and comes up with that ball. Couldn't quite field it cleanly. And Nakawaki ends up at first
baseman. If that ball's coming down from that angle, it's going to bisect back into the runner. You got to slide down that bag in fair territory. Looks like he got locked in the back a little bit.
Breaking ball misses. 2 balls, no strikes.
David Morgan has just been impressive. I think he's the only guy that might be able to catch the Roadrunner. Coyote couldn't, but David Morgan might be able to.
Throw over from Inman, and Staley has to negotiate Nakawaki in a way on his way to getting that ball, but keeps it in front of him. So 2-0 on Granillo, who's 0 for 3. He bats against the left-hander Inman. And Inman misses again upstairs. 3 balls and no strikes. Granillo draws a walk on 4 pitches. First 2 aboard in the 6th.
The first
for
time,
El Camino.
First time Inman this weekend has shown any signs of slight fatigue.
That'll bring up Palmer. 1 for 2 on the day with a walk, and swinging the bat well, and a golden opportunity here for the Warriors to grab the lead. And other than briefly, very early in the game this morning, this would be their first lead of the day. They had a brief 2-1 lead at the end of 1 inning in Game 6 before Orange Coast came back to tie it up, and then eventually And they did go back out in front 3-2.
Activity in the the Pirate bullpen.
Breaking ball in there for a strike.
And I'm not sure.
But it's been a while for El Camino since they've had the lead.
But it looks like it could be Kevin Ishimaru.
Well, Ishimaru,
who
left Game 6 with an apparent injury. Oh, and 1 on Palmer. Fly ball left field, carrying near the track. And it's Serrano who goes down but makes the catch out in left field. Have a look at the replay here.
A little bit of a circus catch.
We see, yeah. Let's take a look at the replay here off the bat. Looks like playable fly ball left field, but Serrano gets his feet kind of tied up. Must have had some funny spin on that ball because there's no wind out here, but that ball was obviously moving on Serrano.
Had some backspin to it, had some fade. And like I say, Inman was here for the left-handed guys. And that might have been the end for him, just the left-handed guys.
Gets Palmer, but leaves runners at first and second. With 1 out as we've got a new pitcher, Kevin Ishimaru. Coming out, we'll give you the details on Ishimaru when we come back.
He's back.
It's the 3C2A Baseball Championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com. New pitcher Kevin Ishimaru back on here in Game 7 with 2 on and 1 out. And Ishimaru had a stint in Game 6, left the game with an apparent injury. We don't want to speculate any further than that, but clearly still available. And back on here in Game 7 in a big situation as he inherits runners at first and second, 1 out, and he'll work to Joseph Borges. Third hitter for El Camino, who came into action today with an average north of 340. 1 ball, no strikes, and how many times do you want to tangle with this guy with runners on base if you're Orange Ghost?
Not often. I mean, obviously he's pretty due to step up and have something good happen, but he just needs to be disciplined. He's had the right approach last time. He just was a little bit anxious, a little bit early.
Yeah, retired on a fly out to right. Did have a hit earlier in the game and had a cut there. A ball and a strike.
That ball got in on him a little bit. There's a lot going on here.
And you're not just talking about the food they brought. You know, the guys are back. And
that was nice to get some crunchy, reasonable snacks.
Reasonable? We don't do that, Bone. There's nothing reasonable about what's happening.
I'm not sure
here.
a McRib is reasonable, but for you, it's okay.
That is a classic American snack right there. Inside with the fastball, 2 balls and a strike.
I will say the staff from SoCalCollegeSports.com, which you can see on YouTube, they are not afraid of food. They're pretty good with food.
Pretty big guys.
Yeah,
not me.
Everybody likes
course,
to eat.
But the rest of the team.
Killing it.
2-1 on Borges. Fastball away, 3 balls and a strike. Ishimaro, the freshman right-hander, came into action today with a record of 0-1 and an ERA of 4.05. 26 2/3, went a couple of innings in Game 6 earlier today. Three-one pitch. Back through the box, could be 2. Over to second for 1, the throw to first, and they got it. 4-6-3, and Ishimaro out of the inning. Heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. Still tied at 4. El Camino and Orange Coast. Heading to the bottom of the 6th inning, tied at 4, El Camino and Orange Coast. And Bones, if Game 7s are about heroes, then add Kevin Ishimaro's name to the list as he comes on with 2 on and 1 out and promptly induces the double play to end the scoring threat for El Camino, and now at Orange Coast coming to the plate with a chance to take the lead.
I don't know if games like this has any heroes. They've just been played so well and so evenly.
Strong throw from Becerra gets Morgan to start the 6th. Now Becerra backs up on that ball and yet still gets enough on the throw to retire Morgan and bring up Serrano. No official at bat. Walked, been hit by a pitch. And for Serrano, forming something of a dynamic duo with Skylar Lamonti. There's another guy who seemingly gets on base one way or another every time he comes to the plate, swinging a foul back.
He is on deck, ready to go, ready to battle. And another one of the long list of heroes.
Yeah, Serrano 3 for 4 earlier today. He's now 3 for 5 in the championship with 3 walks and a hit by pitch. Breaking ball behind him, a ball and a strike.
Frisbee got out of the yard.
Yeah, if he wanted to get first base, he was actually going to have to lean back on this one.
Way back. Not kind of back, but way back.
So 1 ball, 1 strike on Serrano. And back to the screen again for Spencer Long.
And you wonder what kind of durability Long has. He's been on the field every pitch of every game.
Yeah, you mentioned that he was something of the long relief closer. They're not afraid to use him multiple innings, but he came in very early here, replacing
And if there's some kind of lead late, don't be surprised if we see Jimmy Galicio.
Yeah, replacing Julian Diaz, who came on to spell Nathan Draves. 3 balls and a strike on Serrano. Popped up in foul territory, but out of play. And a full count. Adam Serrano, sophomore. I was thinking with Lamanchi, a sophomore, departing after this year, that maybe Serrano was a freshman and is your next leadoff hitter. But he is also a sophomore, and he draws another walk.
The fleet-footed Samanchi is on plate.
So 1 down. Serrano at first in the bottom of the 6th. And Tristan Hanoyan due up. First pitch to Hanoyan, fouled back to the screen.
Base running team here, could be active. You got speed at first base, you got speed at the plate. Pressure on the defense. Hurry, hurry. With Hanoyan at the plate. And Lamanchi on deck.
Quick throw over and Serrano back.
Those 3 guys might be the best relay team they have. Between Serrano, Hanoyan, and Laminetti.
Slow curve. Misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hanoyan, who walked in the 2nd, had a successful sacrifice in the 4th. Curve ball called strike 2.
Good job on the slide step by Spencer Long to home plate. That settles the feet of that base runner.
Long, I believe, came on to start the 4th. On 2 1/3. So this would be a pretty long outing for Spencer Long to make it all the way to the 9th. But of course, this is it for both these teams. 1 game to decide it all. So Spencer Long will do what he has to do.
I think he was a little bit early. I ran into Julian Diaz in between innings, and he got a little tweak in his shoulder on a breaking ball early in his outing, and that took him off the field. So sometimes the defensive replacement he was, and maybe Stan had a little more longevity in the mound, it had to discontinue because a little tweak he got in his arm, but he thinks he's going to be okay.
A ball and 2 strikes. That gets back to the screen, and the runner will advance. Wild pitch from Long sends Serrano to 2nd. It's 2-2. And again, the Pirates move the potential go-ahead run into scoring position.
With a freebie.
Hanoyan at the plate. 2-2 count. Curve ball, ball 3. Oh, the El Camino crowd wanted it.
That'd be the crowd off the third base line. That group behind third base was okay.
Yeah. See, Casillas trying to frame that up, but it looked a bit outside. Payoff pitch to Hanoyan. And another walk. Puts runners at 1st and 2nd. And the top of the order due up. Lamanchi to be followed by Williams. And now the situation becomes ever more precarious for Spencer Long and the El Camino College Warriors, seeking what would be their first 3C2A championship in baseball in school history. First Pitch a strike to Lamanche, who's 1 for 3. Led off the first inning with a single and came around to score. Oh, 1 pitch, curveball, line, base hit to right. Granillo up with it. The throw cut off. They'll hold the runner at third on the base hit by Lamanche. And they are loaded with only 1 out and Tommy Williams coming to the plate.
Which is ugh.
Yeah, if you're El Camino, Williams 1 for 3. So Long, who's no stranger to adversity, working in the closer role, finds himself in a jam here with the bases loaded and only 1 out and a 1-0 count on Tommy Williams.
But again, ground ball away. Things can change if Long can get that ground ball.
Yeah, they're back at first, second, and short. And Becerra about even with the bag at third, breaking ball, and Casillas able to keep it in front, but it's 2-0 on Williams. There you see, that's a great job by Casillas.
Outstanding.
Sliding out, keeping that ball in. The bottom of the 6th.
There's a big pitch in the at-bat right here.
Easy to see 1 run being the difference.
Not
Lifted
too
to
deep.
right. Granillo for the out, comes home with the throw, and the runner's safe. Everybody advances. Did he miss
No,
the plate?
he said
Nope.
safe.
Okay.
He called him safe.
Granillo's throw got there maybe just a fraction late, but on the bounce, Casillas couldn't really handle it cleanly to get a tag down. I don't think he was going to get him anyway. As you see, Serrano slide home for the lead for Orange Coast. That'll bring up De La Refouché.
This will be the most important hitter of the inning right here.
Meanwhile, 3 RBIs now in Game 7 for Tommy Williams.
It'll stop the bleeding right here.
1 ball and no strikes on De La Refouché, who's 1 for 3. That'll bring a visit from Casillas. Back-to-back walks, Serrano and Hanoyan. A base hit by Lamanche. And then Tommy Williams with the sacrifice fly, and the Pirates break out on top again, 5-4. As they bat in the bottom of the 6th. 1-0 on De La Refouché.
Exponential lead change of the day.
Right. Good fastball.
Good pitch, down, good take. Good pitcher's pitch, you want to stay off that.
Ball and a strike. De La Refouché with a couple of runners in scoring position. A base hit here.
Davis
gives the Pirates some breathing room. To second, Orozco. To retire the side. But not before the Pirates grab the lead. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors. 2 left on base. Heading to the 7th. 5-4 Orange Coast on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Spencer Long, Ty Conrad, Aaron Orozco due up against Kevin Ishimaru. 7th inning, Game 7. One game to decide it all, the 3C2A Baseball Championship. El Camino and Orange Coast. Long 1 for 3. Single his last time up. Ishimaru into the line, in the dirt. A ball and a strike.
Time of the day when a lot of bodies are running on fumes.
Broadcasters included.
Including Jeff, who's ready for his lunch update.
Or a nap.
At 5 o'clock.
A little siesta.
What's your point? 2 balls and a strike on Long.
Yeah, what are you getting at there, Bones?
Just telling that there's some fatigue in this, not necessarily in just this booth, but
yeah. Well, the sun out and the temperature still unseasonably cool for Fresno at this time of year, but about as high as we've seen on the weekend. 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, the play on the field has been of higher temperature than the weatherman has allowed us to have.
Ishimaru kicks and delivers. Line drive, base hit. Long. Now 2 for 4. Slow start at the plate for Spencer Long. And I don't know, Bose, maybe he's just a guy who hits a little better when he's pitching and kind of brings him into the game. But he's had a couple of very good at-bats since coming on to pitch.
Well, he's been a good player all year. I'm being redundant like you just push play over and over, but that ball was a line drive, 1 hop to the right fielder.
El Camino, now double figures in hits in all 4 state tournament games.
Ishimaru is, he's a plate side guy. He's extension side. That's where he likes it. That's where he's comfortable. And that's where El Camino needs to keep the plan that got them 4. Not the plan that got him 4 zeros.
Conrad, the batter, he's 0 for 3, did reach on an error and eventually come around to score in the 4th. Breaking ball from Ishimaru, low and away.
Bullpens are busy. This time it might be Ben Davis.
Saw Davis earlier as well. 1-0 pitch to Conrad, in there for a strike. So a ball and a strike on Conrad. He had a big day earlier today in Game 6 in a losing effort with a couple of hits. Skied to right. De La Refache camped under it and has it to retire Conrad for out number 1. That'll bring up Aaron Orozco. 2 for 3 on the day, and designated hitter, pitcher, now second base.
There is a buzz as to Davis De La Refache being named the SoCal State Player of the Year for the regular season.
Well, he's proven that he's
Is
a
this
strong candidate.
A grassroots campaign, or is this this happened?
Now, I believe he was named. I don't know if it's been released, but you know what? We're in the winner-take-all Game 7. We can give him that information, and
yep. And
I'm going to go with it. 6 of 18 here at Fresno with 5 RBIs, and RBI in 4 straight games.
And a couple of saves, perhaps every bit as significantly.
A couple of assists maybe from right field.
Yep.
Filling out the stat sheet.
No doubting the versatility. It's Orozco
stolen
at the
bases.
plate.
You got to have 5 or 6 stolen bases maybe as well, huh?
2 balls and no strikes on Orozco. Matt Becerra, who has been one of the primary offensive heroes today, waiting on deck. There's Ishimaru. Works to Orozco with a runner at first and 1 out. Off speed in there for a strike.
Came back in. Nice pitch, Coach.
It was, but Ishimaru, the guy that left injured, he's back on the mound.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just courage.
Rubbing some dirt on it.
Yeah, just put a little spit, a little dirt, little homeopathic baseball medicine.
Good.
And he's back out there.
Orozco fouls it away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And he is back out there.
Spit and dirt, is that FDA approved?
It's Little League approved, I think. I don't know.
So 2-2 on Orozco. There goes the runner. Fouled away.
Runners in motion.
Get a quick look at Matt Henson, who's helped us so much with our broadcast over the years.
And our resident veteran. Thank you, Matt, for your
and
service.
And here in baseball, and yes, absolutely, on Memorial Day. A veteran of the war in Afghanistan. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count.
You would anticipate the runner would be on the move here with the force in front of him. Ready to go. Orozco, he can swing and miss every now and then, but the runner should be moving.
From the belt, and he'll go to first.
Shimaro understands that might be the situation.
There goes the runner, swing and a miss from Orozco. Long will steal second. But Orozco retired for the second out of the inning. And for El Camino, it'll be the potential tying run at second with 2 down. And Matt Becerra coming to the plate. He's 3 for 3, a double and 2 singles. His last time up, it was a 2-run double that tied the game at 4.
He might need to be sitting on something soft. I think he whacked the fastball last time, but try and get that breaking ball that Ishimaro leaves up and stay in that middle of the diamond.
Good fastball from Ishimaro for strike 1. Kevin Ishimaro, a freshman right-hander. And what a spot for this young man in the 7th inning, game 7, 1-run game. Trying to get this to the 8th or 9th inning, you would believe. Or maybe we'll see Ben Davis or Davis De La Repuche.
Just don't think anybody's trying to get it to the 16th, do you?
I don't think so.
I agree.
I don't think we got 16 innings in this here. These teams are putting too many runners on base. Too many scoring chances. Fouled off. 0-2 on Becerra. Brandon Casillas would be next. Fastball high and away. 1-2 on Becerra.
El Camino 1-4 when it allows 5 runs or more. They've done it twice today. State leader in ERA all season.
Yeah, it is somewhat uncharacteristic, though you don't have Galicia or Orozco on the mound today.
Oh, day's not over yet.
Yeah, I guess they get outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think Galicia's looming.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Or lurking. Or waiting.
More synonyms, Coach?
He can do it.
3.
Just 3.
3 for now. Anticipating.
Becerra 6 for 10 on the weekend against Orange Coast pitching. Up to the moment, can he find hit number 7?
I can see okay on the little side. Screen.
2-2. They'll appeal down. He didn't go around. Full count now on Becerra.
Oh, pretty good look at it here. Did he go?
It's a little tough from this angle. Gonna cross that plate. There it is. He did not.
He held up. Good call. Thank you, Emery.
Cowboy Emery.
3-2 to Becerra.
Leading the line dancing in Fresno.
Hit hard and deep to left at the wall. It's gone! Well, there's hit number 7. Second home run of the weekend. Game 7 is about heroes. You'll never see a bigger one. 6-5, but we still got a ways to go. We're in the top of the 7th.
Unreal.
Well, like was mentioned earlier in the at-bat, I think he's going to get a hanging breaking ball. And it looks like that's not what it did.
And we made the point earlier that with no wind out here, you got to crush one to get it out of here. This has turned more into a pitcher's park today. And Becerra
got all of it.
That's a strong guy who hit the ball about as hard as you can hit it.
9 for 15 now on the weekend. 2 home runs, a couple doubles. And he has El Camino in position.
And most of that damage has been done against this Pirate pitching staff, who they've now played for the 3rd time. 1-0. High chopper, could be trouble. Morgan charges and gets it across. Nifty play by Morgan to get the Pirates out of the inning. But as we head to the 7th inning stretch, El Camino has scaled the mountain, and they now lead at 6-5. Can they finish it off? It's the 3C2A Baseball Championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Staley and Gentry to bat against Spencer Long. El Camino with a 6-5 lead after the 2-run home run by Becerra in the top of the 7th. And now it's the Pirates who will need to come up with something to get themselves back. They trail it by a run. No balls, 2 strikes on Lash, who's 1 for 3, a double in the 3rd. Orange Coast led 4-0 after 2 innings. El Camino came back to tie it, then Orange Coast put up another run in the 6th to take a 5-4 lead, but then Matt Becerra came up and took one downtown for a 6-5 lead, and now it's Spencer Long who will try to protect the lead.
The game has now become, wow, another lead change. This is Two teams standing in the middle of the diamond, not literally, but figuratively, just battling back and forth. We got a ways to go.
Fastball high and outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Lash.
And as always, El Camino has a purpose and a special presence. And as of right now, they're in command of the game. 1-run lead, but a tough Pirate team.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Getting that leadoff man after that big emotional bomb, by the way.
Bouncing ball right side. It's going to get through for a base hit for Lash. Here come the Pirates. Leadoff man aboard. And Staley will be the batter.
Coach, we've talked about the tragedy that struck El Camino, the baseball program there. Slade Mole passing away. Tragic accident earlier this season. His father Michael in the chat.
There it is. I'm back.
As we honor you, win or lose, Mole family with this outing in this game, and thank you for being a part of something that keeps us humble, being special, and our prayers and thoughts are still with you and will be for many years to come.
Curveball to Staley, misses inside. 1 ball and no strikes.
And on that point, Mike, you know, at the banquet a couple days back, Coach Altobelli made reference to him losing a player a few years back. And that young man's dad is now part of his coaching staff.
Ground ball in the hole. It's through for a base hit. Back-to-back singles off of Spencer Long, who works now into his 4th inning of relief.
It's not just about baseball, Coach. It's about life. It's about raising young men, battling adversity, building character.
And I know it's, and Alto will tell you, it's made him a better leader. And the pain that he wears every day this particular season, honoring his fallen player by wearing number 22.
Bunted on the left side, and Long on it quickly. Gets Gentry at first, but the sacrifice successful as the runners move to 2nd and 3rd with 1 out.
Excellent bunt by Gentry, and you think back, there was a bunt early in the ball game by El Camino that wasn't quite as efficient and took him out of the inning, where the bunt by Jacob Gentry might put them back into the inning.
So David Morgan will be the batter. The potential tying and go-ahead runs in scoring position with only 1 out. Morgan 0 for 3 on the day. Curve ball from Long in there for a strike.
Infield back, so if Mr. Morgan is a little deeper in the box, let the ball travel, get lower in the zone, just roll that ball back up the middle, and you got, guess what, a tie game. A pair of 6s usually equals 6 plus 6 equals 16.
That's what I got.
Breaking ball, misses low. 1
Fresno
ball,
School
1 strike.
of Math. This is a battle.
Curve ball
Capper
into right center. Gonna drop. It's gonna go to the wall. The Pirates grab the lead. Morgan around 2nd. He will hold up with a double. It's now 7-6 Orange Coast. And now David Morgan is the man of the hour.
I think Dr. Phil could make some money. This is an emotional roller coaster.
It really is.
My gosh. Short-lived.
That's just a good piece of hitting. Takes it back to right center field. The gap is there on the play. Lash and Staley come home.
It's what
the
you need,
Pirates.
It's what you need to do against this type of pitcher. You just can't try and pull the ball. And the people that haven't tried to pull the ball against these type of pitchers have been successful.
In there for a strike to Serrano. All he does is get on base, Bones. 2 walks and a hit by pitch.
He's effective as an understatement.
Morgan carrying what could be a critical insurance run at second base. With 1 down, the Pirates have come back, answered the emotional 2 spot in the top of the 7th inning with 2 of their own here in the bottom half of the frame. 7-6, and talk about the meaning of this season for El Camino, and you can easily talk about the championship pedigree of Orange Coast College trying to secure their 7th baseball championship in the 3C2A in that school's history. Big swing and a miss. 0-2.
He's
on
down.
Serrano.
He's out.
Oh, he's out? Okay. I lost track. Serrano down on strikes for the 2nd out. And Morgan
Kevin Long
still at second.
effectively using the fastball to punch out that hitter. He can sneak that thing up on you.
He can mix it up. Fly ball right field. Moving back. Granillo in front of the track to retire the side. Through 7 complete. Orange Coast with a 7-6 lead. But no way we're done yet. It's the 3C2A Baseball Championship. Game 7 on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Top of the 8th. Potentially 6 outs away are the Pirates from the title here in 2019. They lead it 7-6. David Morgan, 2 RBIs to respond. Back and forth we go. A roller coaster here in Fresno. John Eulis Ballpark, the site of the 2019 3C2A Baseball Championship. Mike Cepeda, Jeff Stoynoff, Tony Barbone. Bones with you.
Yes, sir.
Nakawaki will lead things off. Jerry Granillo, Spencer Palmer drew up this inning for the Warriors. It's been a battle, Coach.
Oh, it's an understatement. I'm not sure there's any superlatives left.
No.
Gutty performances by everybody, no matter if you're wearing blue and white or orange and navy. And just getting yourself back up for the next situation is always the challenge, and it's very challenging now with 2 innings left.
Battle of the South. Big hit, Nakawaki. That one going to the wall. Nakawaki on his horse. Gonna dive into second. Lead off double here in the top of the 8th. Taishi Nakawaki, UCI bound next season. Future Anteater now in scoring position to potentially tie this ball game up at 7 apiece. Well, we went 16 innings earlier this weekend. San Joaquin Delta falling to Sac City. Might we see extras here? Visit to the mound, Tim Matz.
I think we had Ben Davis.
Davis in the bullpen right now, getting ready.
Alto to the mound. I mean, is it Ben Davis or is it? It might be the other Davis.
That's Davis de la Refushe. Southern California Player of the Year will step to the mound. Will take over for the man in scoring position. Pitching change when we come back.
Debo yell and claiming more. And how much more can we get?
I don't know.
This is an emotional ball game. Kind of ball game that just seems like it should go on forever because it's been so entertaining. So thanks for being a part of it with us.
In comes Davis De La Refouche. He's got a heat and a paint gun. Inside ball one on Jerry Granillo, who's been on fire here today.
Granillo looking for a ball that he can roll to the right side. He's got to be a bit early on this fastball if he's going to get it over there in the Tommy Williams area.
Taishi Nakawaki at second base after a leadoff double to lead off the 8th inning. Strike one. 12th hit of the day for El Camino. Both programs rising to the occasion. Winner take all, game 7 of the 2019 3C2A baseball final. The 1-1. Check this swing. Did he go? He did not. Pretty good look.
Good call. I don't think he offered.
2-1. That one fought off in on the hands.
Tough to turn this fastball around. It's aggressive. As he gets up in the zone, it's even a little bit tougher. Then he has the ability to shove it in there right on Granillo's belt buckle. And Granillo just fought that off, but he is, if he can, trying to roll that ball to the right side. Tall task with the fastball of our buddy Davis.
Granillo entering under 200 batting average coming into this tournament. It's up that number decidedly. The 2-2
Perfect.
chopper. That's going to get the runner over. Davis De La Refouche. Manning first base comes over, gets the out, but the tying run 90 feet away in Taishi Nakawaki. Here comes Spencer Palmer, the first baseman, singled back in the first. Go out to left his last time up.
Infield in for Orange Coast. Spencer Palmer, who traditionally is a fly ball hitter, might be the right guy here if he just doesn't try and overpower the fastball.
I think he's swinging. First pitch outside. Nice block by Tyler Lash. Did not start at catcher this weekend. That was Todd Jackson. Lash was hitting DH to start the weekend. Has started the last 3, I believe, behind the dish. The 1-0 on Palmer. And as Jeff Stoynoff points out, third start at catcher in less than 24 hours. My knees hurts just sitting down on a chair.
That's some quad work.
Coach talked about the preparation all season long in the preseason. That's why you put in the extra work.
Yes, sir.
These teams, there might be some fatigue in the dugout. Don't know if there's much fatigue out there. These are primed athletes. On the corner, strike one from Davis.
There might be some fatigue neck down, but neck up, you can take care of that fatigue. And these programs have been trained to handle all adversity, whether it's between your ears or between your kneecaps.
Yeah.
As we talked about Tyler Lash, so we're in the thick of it here.
The 2-1. High ball 3. One gone, top of the 8th, a leadoff double by Taishi Nakawaki, now at third base. 7-6.
I wonder where Mr. Galicia might be hiding right now.
Lurking, I believe you said. Perfect word. Early. 3-1. Strike 2.
Well, this is a situation as a hitter we would talk about. You need to compete and not umpire. Let the guy umpire. Don't let him take the bat out of your hand. Just keep competing. Do not umpire in this situation.
Do your job.
Got a ball length to every side of the plate. You should be okay.
The payoff from De La Refouche. Popped foul.
De La Refouche shoved it in there, and Spencer Long fought it off.
He did.
I think this is not a boxing match anymore. They just took off their gloves and they're hitting each other with the tape that's wrapped their wrists.
This is
one of the best we've seen.
All-star battle here in Fresno. The 3-2. Hit well enough. This should tie it up. Anderson in the outfield will throw home. Will not get the runner. We're tied up at 7 apiece as Nakawaki leadoff double comes in to tie it up. Back and forth we go, Coach.
Wow. How? Oh my goodness. We're in the 8th inning on the 7th game of the 5th day of this tournament.
Borges, the biggest bat throughout the season in the lineup, now up for El Camino. First pitch, swing and a miss.
And Long, as mentioned, was a fly ball guy, so they had the right guy up with the infield in. Not as deep as you'd like, but
got the job done.
He did.
0-1 on Borges, singled back in the first. Hit into a double play last time up, 4-6-3, back in the 6th.
Joseph needs to just get back into his game here. You've got a strike left. And
the 0-2. High. I'd be interested to see what type of speed, what type of velo we're dealing with, Coach. Because Davis De La Refouche, he's got a gun.
Might be a skosh down from what it normally is, because you've got to have some kind of fatigue in there somewhere.
Shut the door in the 7-5 win in Game 6 out here right now. Davis looking on from the bullpen. One and 2 on Borges. But El Camino has reached base in each of the last 18 batting innings. That one might be trouble, and it is off of the bat of Borges. Williams trying to track it, still on the ground. A valiant effort by Tommy, but unable to reel it in. We'll see it again. Borges fights this one off of the hands. Dies down in between Anderson and Williams. 2-out single. Inning stays alive for El Camino. One across, tied up at 7 each. OCC has reached base in 18 of its last 19 batting innings.
Oh my goodness.
It's a good pitch there from Davis. Better hitting from Borges, and sometimes better to be lucky than good.
I wonder if Uber can tow my car home and I can just leave.
Oh, I know my Prius can't, that's for sure.
Well, I do have a hybrid plug-in.
You got the Fusion, right?
No, I have a C-Max.
C-Max. Throw over to first. Check Borges.
Ford plug there.
A little bit.
Yeah, it works. Good friends of the family, Carl Colley at Colley Ford, taking care of Bones in the carpool lane.
Now that's a plug. Long, the batter. Spencer, back-to-back singles, struck out first two at-bats today, back in the first and the third. With a single back in the sixth. Seventh. Throw back over to Borges. What a game.
Pair of sevens.
Pocket sevens on the board indeed, Coach.
They are. It's all about courage now.
7-7 in game 7. 1-0 in the dirt. There goes Borges. He's going to be in there. Lash did not locate it cleanly. I think they're talking to Spencer Long. I don't know if he got out of the way.
He has the right to stay in the box.
There's a discussion. We'll see it again. That's a heady play from Spencer Long. Go ahead run in scoring position for the Warriors.
Base hit.
Long ahead in the count, 2-0. Time called. Coach, I think that fatigue starting to settle in. Sun is out, bearing down on us. What was a cool day, it's turned into a warm one.
Intentional walk.
Now, who signals that, Coach?
The coach. This comes from the coach. Speed up rule, which I think is a good rule. Just go to first.
Brings the force into play. Here comes Ty Conrad.
Oh.
0 for 4 today.
My goodness.
Big moment for Ty.
Davis with the breaking ball. I don't think anybody expected him to throw a breaking ball.
No. Ty Conrad was way out in front of that one, expecting some gas. De La Refouché takes something off of it. He stares in. See that bulldog look there from Davis.
He's got that. And he is one.
He's ahead. He really is. 0-1. First and second, 2 gone. Top of the 8th. That one gets away from Lash. Borges to third. The go-ahead run, 90 feet away.
I don't think you'll see maybe another breaking ball in this at bat. Tyler Lash working hard on a series of WPs here.
And the question is, did Ty Conrad catch up to a De La Refouché fastball? 1-1. Went off speed there.
Trouble.
That's going to be trouble. That might fall. It does, out of the glove of Caleb Anderson.
Foul ball. Foul ball.
Rule the foul ball, hold everything.
It's
It
the
was
ball.
foul.
It's the ball. It's not
It
the
was foul.
It's the ball, not the player.
We'll see it. It's the ball.
And not the player.
Clearly foul, just foul. Watch it right here. It comes down. That's a great call by the ump. I know Coach Fernley doesn't like it, but we have the advent of replay here and the advantage to look at it.
It's foul, Rory. It's the ball, not the man.
Coach, can we see, does he hit it in fair territory?
It looked like he hit it in foul territory.
Okay, so there he is. He's in fair territory, and the ball squirts out of the glove in fair territory. And unfortunately, no challenge available. That one chopped over to Tommy Williams, a sure-handed Williams throws into the dirt, picked out by Murph Staley. OCC survives, tied up. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Controversy here in Fresno. We see the replay here, and the question is, was it fair or was it foul? It cost 2 runs on the board for El Camino. We remain tied here in the bottom of the 8th. Biggest game, the last game of the season, and OCC catches a break. Jimmy Galicia, starter on day 1 with the win for El Camino, now on the mound for the Warriors. Lamanchi up at the plate. We are looking to get a definitive ruling from Tony Barbones. He's meeting with some of the coaches right now, asking a couple questions. That one laced foul down to the third base line by Skylar Lamanchi. Stoynoff, we had a pretty good look of it. Definitely looked like it hit Caleb Anderson's glove while he was in fair territory, scored it away, ruled foul, runners back to position. And Tommy Williams, the shaky throw over to first, but Staley picks it up. And OCC out of the inning. But the score now tied at 7-all in Game 7. Galicia ahead of Skylar Lamanchi. 1-2. That one hit over to second. Long with it. Into the glove of Spencer Palmer. One gone. Well, Jeffrey, I don't envy the crew right now. Home plate umpire Hal Simon. They are postseason umps for a reason. Lisa delivers outside on Tommy Williams. Williams with a sac fly, 1 for 3 today. One-0, swing and a miss, a big hack from Tommy. As we hear Keith, the superfan for OCC, lurking in the background. Galicia looks in, has his pitch from the wind. 1-1 foul back. To be fair, the ump did call it immediately foul. There was no hesitation. Going back to that bottom of the 8th, this could be trouble. Granillo on his horse, tracking it, and does record the out, second out of the bottom of the 8th. The El Camino Warrior fans saying that was foul in jest of what happened in the top half of this inning. Davis Delarefiche, now the batter. Southern California Player of the Year. Takes strike one from Galicia. We will welcome Tony Barbone back to the booth here shortly. The 0-1, swing and a miss as Galicia pulls the string. And Tony?
Yes, sir.
We had several looks at the play, the controversial play in the top of the 8th inning to pretty much end the inning and end the threat. Swing and a miss from Delarefiche. 3 up and 3 down. We head to the 9th, 7-all.
Galicia in the house.
Galicia in the house and dealing for the Warriors. Back in a moment. Galicia now up to bat for El Camino. Still a buzz about what could have been in that top of the 8th inning. The inning that saw Taishi Nakawaki tie things up after a leadoff double. Came around to score. Galicia swinging at the first offering from Davis Delarefiche. Galicia an all-state selection this season along with Murph Staley from Orange Coast. Cream of the crop here in Fresno, representing in the 3C2A. Oh and 1, that one inside. Coach Fernley, Southern California Coach of the Year. With good reason, Coach. You've sung his praises throughout the weekend.
Well, I've been singing Nate's praises since I met him a long time ago as the athletic director at El Camino, and no disrespect to any coaches that are in our conference, but
Galicia back up the middle, a leadoff base hit in the top of the 9th. 14th hit on the day for El Camino. Leadoff man aboard.
and just what Nate has managed this year, not necessarily in fair territory, but what he's had to manage in foul territory. And I know he's had a lot of support. I remember he made a comment at the banquet that he had so much support from every single community college coach in this state, which is just an absolute honor to be a part of that. So as a small part of it, I'm glad to be a spoke. It's fun. He's got great leadership, like I said, and Rory Natividad, the dean, and Colin Preston, the athletic director. And just the community of baseball has rallied around him. And right now the Elko faithful are also rallying.
Here comes Matt Becerra. A home run last time up. He is 4 for 4 today. 2 singles, a double, and the big bomb that tied it up. Actually, it was a go-ahead bomb at the top of the 7th. For Elko. Got a man on right now. That pitch inside, 2-0. Talk about battling adversity, Coach. Becerra started the season in a 6 for 43 slump. What has he done today? What has he done this weekend? 9 for 15, 4 extra base hits. Great players rise to the occasion. That pitch inside.
It is a game of highs and lows. You think we've seen that's all we've seen all weekend. And so you got to be able to understand that the game has some built-in numerical failure, and you got to work through that, past that, and just get to the point of reference, what's in front of you.
3-0 on Becerra, dealing carefully. Strike one. One on the outer half.
I think I read a T-shirt from our good friend Derek Sullivan, head coach at Sac City, and the back of their team T-shirt says, "You are where your feet are." and that's, you're in the here and now. You know, so again, hats off to Derek Sullivan, his program. Love the way he runs his ship. But prolific, Coach Sullivan, prolific. And that's where we are now. We're here.
The 3-run. Swing and a miss. Big hack from Becerra.
Well, this is strength against strength. I'm not sure that Davis nibbles much here. Throw it down the middle. They still got to hit it. Still got 9 gloves to catch it.
You just can't serve up a cookie.
You want to get away from the 390s at this point.
To Becerra, but the count now full. 1 on, no outs. Top of the 9th, 7-all. Winner take all. Ball 4. First and second now for El Camino.
Well, they've been in this situation before.
They have 13 left on base in the loss, the 7-5 loss.
Pinch hitter.
Earlier today, we have a pitch hitter for El Camino.
My guess it's Logan Young. We got a big hit, but my guess is he's a prolific bunter.
Logan Young, now the batter for the Warriors. Will come in for Brendan Casillas.
Prolific bunter. Taishi Nakamaki on deck.
Nakawaki tied things up at 7 apiece with a double. Off of Ishimaru, excuse me.
Choked up on the bat. Sometimes it's an indication of bunt.
He's choked up right now. Shows bunt at the last second. It's a beauty. Tough play for Morgan. The throw is there. Staley picks it out, but that moves them over. Second and third, 1 out. A sac fly away is El Camino from taking the lead. Galicia, all-state selection at third. Becerra at second. And here comes Taishi Nakawaki.
Talk about Logan Young. He's had 2 opportunities. He's been perfect. That was an excellent, that was beyond prolific bunting. That was, he put it in a bucket and made Logan hurry.
Nearly safe at first. But a great play made by the third baseman, David Morgan. Coach, you talked about his efficiency at the position. A fantastic week in the field for David Morgan. Nakawaki a little excited on the first offering from Davis De La Refuge. Strike one.
Well, the game's in front of everybody right now. The timing of Galicia come to the mound, sneak into the DH spot, rams one into center. It's just amazing.
The 0-1 in there, strike one off speed.
Strike
0-2. Excuse me.
This is where Taishi needs to be careful at an elevated fastball. Well, something up in the zone might be something easier to get in the outfield, but I'm not sure with that 92 or 93, whatever Davis brings it up, is going to be the easiest thing to do. But the UCI future shortstop.
Big West looking on, swing and a miss. Davis De La Refouche takes a little bit off of it. It's a beauty. It's a strikeout for Nakawaki. Well, not only batters, but pitchers rising to the occasion. How about Galicia at third right now? 4th hit this season in limited at bats.
Jerry Granillo.
Granillo now the batter with 2 gone. As Davis steps off the rubber. High drama here from John Eulis Ballpark. Granillo takes strike one, a fastball.
Look at Davis. He can't wait to get the ball back, get back on the mound, compete. I'm not so sure what people paid to get in, but pretty good.
Unbelievable. 7-all, 0-1. Granillo takes outside, strike 2. That was close. You know, Emery Johnson, our director, watching this with intent, not only just doing his job, but a fan of good pitching. Watching Davis De La Refouche work his stuff. Ahead 0-2 on Granillo. That pitch outside.
Good work by Tyler Lash. He's done a great job today. We just been able to see some quality catching. They've been the personification of a backstop.
Still ahead 1-2. Here it comes. That one high from Davis. Oh, the electricity.
Well, he's
You
shown,
can feel it, Coach.
2 on, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 teams have 7, and 2 teams have been battling.
Deuce is wild with emphasis. Here in Fresno. De La Refouche. Readies. Popped. Will it stay in fair territory? It will not.
But how about De La Refouche is the first one to the third base dugout? This guy, he's a competitor, man. Is there any way we can just call it a tie and everybody goes home?
Well, there was a tie on the season for OCC. I doubt that'll be the case here in Fresno.
They both deserve it. They've worked so hard.
Really have here, Coach. And you're ashamed to see either team lose. Both winners.
I don't think anybody's losing. I think somebody might get beat, but that's a different verb.
It's well said, Coach.
Thank you.
The 2-2. Over to second base. Slowly over to Williams. Williams takes his time, delivers to Staley. De La Refouche out of the jam. We head to the bottom of the ninth, tied up at 7 apiece. You are watching the 2019 3C2A Baseball Championship. Winner take all. Todd Jackson will pinch hit for Tyler Lash. Will likely come in at catcher. If we go to a 10th, Jackson got the start the first 2 games of this championship. It's been Lash for the next 3.
Got a replacement behind the plate. Mateo Gonzalez-Drake.
So Gonzalez-Drake, your new catcher, on for Brendan Casillas.
Todd Jackson, the other Orange Coast catcher, the pinch hitter.
1-0, low from Galicia. Nice pitch for Galicia. Coach, you would expect this to be Galicia the rest of the way.
After that long that may be, high leg kick, 2-0 delivery.
2-0 outside, 3-0. The last thing you want here is a leadoff walk, and looking like that's going to happen.
Does that look up?
Not sure what it looked like, but he called it a ball. 3-0. Outside, ball 4. Coach, you gonna look at that one?
This could be a pinch runner here for Jackson.
Murphy Staley. Now the batter.
No replay there, huh? It's a ball then.
Back-to-back singles, stolen base back in the 6th.
Does Todd Jackson statistically have any stolen bases?
Trying to get to those numbers here for you shortly, Coach. That pitch in there, strike 1.
Galicia back in the mix. He has the ability with that heavy fastball, turn it over, turn that double play. Strong keystone combination.
No steals for Todd Jackson.
Okay. I didn't anticipate any, but I don't want to assume, not in this game.
Not sure if they have another catcher to go to. 0-1, outside. Coach, was it you that said the catcher, the engine that gets your team going?
I usually think the catcher is the engine. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Hey, just put Davis Della-Repche back there.
Yeah.
Done everything
Well,
else.
He might be putting on the pads right now.
He might be the Trump engine, like in Spades, you know. Spades is Trump.
1-1 in there, strike 2.
That's that funky flippy. I'm not sure what he throws in there, rolling breaking ball, but it's deceptive. Comes out of his hand.
It's effective. It works, and now he's ahead of Staley.
You got Keith. Where's Keith? Is that him with the pirate flag down there?
With the sideways pirate flag.
Yes, sir. That one fought off.
Down that first baseline. He relocated his passion today.
He did.
He knows where our cameras are. I think, we go to that shot quite a bit from that third base side.
We might have to.
Yeah, Keith found the camera angle.
Look for him to make a cameo somewhere in Hollywood.
We need to get a super fan cam. That's it. Galicia still ahead, 1-2. Here it comes, and there it goes into right field. First and second now, with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th. And the championship run in scoring position for Orange Coast. 11th hit of the day for OCC. I believe this is going to be Caleb Anderson now hitting.
I think we have a
timeout call, Coach?
David Morgan on deck. Yeah. Looks like they're going to run. Looks like they're going to kick a field goal over there.
They're huddling up.
It's essential here if they do bunt, get out of the bunt. INT the next guy, and get the force. Jeffrey, can you tell us who follows David Morgan in the lineup?
Adam Serrano.
Tough guy to double up.
Yes, sir.
Let's have a strikeout pitcher on the mound. We'll see how the inning plays out right here. What percentages Coach Altobelli plays.
So Anderson steps in. Caleb, a big spot, showing bunt. Galicia delivers. The bunt laid down. The runners move over. The throw over from Becerra in time to get the out. One gone, second and third now. And the winning run, 90 feet away for the Pirates.
Well, they have to put on Morgan, I would think, but I could be wrong. And they do.
23 hits and 14 runs versus the best staff in the state this season. OCC hitters today, lights out.
Javier Robles, he was the entry right fielder.
Javier Rosales. Is that correct, Coach?
Javier Rosales. Well, number 4. Got a lot of people kicking around here.
Just trying to figure out who's going to get to the plate next.
Rosales looks like he's coming out of the game. Looks like a pinch hitter.
Oh, I guess so.
And this is Joey Fregosi.
Good percentage left on right. Step closer to the bag. Can't turn the double play.
Corner's likely going to be in here, Coach, with one out.
Well,
not a lot of speed.
I would think so. I mean, the shortstop is deep at this point. Corners for sure. Taishi is deep in regular depth. I guess they're thinking they can turn it right now. Maybe they'll early. It might be pitch by pitch for Coach Fernley.
Bottom of the 9th, 7-all. Winning run 90 feet away for the Pirates. Galicia chopped over. This might do it. Throw home. OCC, your champion in 2019. Heartbreak for El Camino. The loss will not be without controversy. Go back to the top of the 8th. A disputed play in the outfield called foul. After further review on the monitor, looked like it may have been fair. That would have played it too. El Camino had their chances, 12 left on base in this one, 13 earlier today. They lose 2 on Championship Tuesday, and OCC prevails 8-7 in Game 7 and take the 2019 crown. We'll be back in a moment. Don't go anywhere. Check one, check one, check one.
stuff I still have to learn. Some subtle technical parts of the job that, right? Yeah. Got to follow my own advice. I told you guys not to be nervous. Okay. On the field, Cole Vandenhelder, Davis Delarefiche joining us after the game. Thanks so much, guys, and congratulations. And Cole, start with you. Get the start on Saturday, come back today, 2 days rest. What was the plan for today? How long were you supposed to go in the game?
We didn't really have a plan. It was just however long, how good I felt. And, you know, when Alta was talking after, he was, like, thanking the trainers a ton. And I was getting nonstop treatment ever since after my start on Saturday, and they really helped me come out and help me feel good for today. So just went until I couldn't go anymore. So
Davis, I want to talk about the two-way role for you on the team, right field, pitcher. Talk a little bit about how that came to be. Was that Alto's idea? Was that your idea? Did you have to talk him into it? How did that all start?
So I transferred to OCC this year from a four-year school, and I wasn't a pitcher in the past. And when I came to OCC, like the
here, that's
yes,
your
sir.
nickname, Ice Cold over here.
Yeah.
And you certainly were everything and more this weekend. You talked about the bullpen session and your development as a pitcher. Can you talk about what Coach Altobelli and Tim Matz have done for you in terms of developing your game as a pitcher?
I mean, just really having the mentality of going right after guys, and because pitching was sort of a new thing for me, just getting the hang of strike one, winning the even counts, things like that. Really with the mental side of pitching and commanding the zone with off-speed pitches more than just relying on the fastball. That's the biggest thing, I would say.
Absolute marathon. Obviously, we had the 16-inning affair on day 2. We had the rain out on Sunday. Can you talk about maybe a little bit of the mental and obviously the physical fatigue that you guys had to battle?
Oh, man. I remember in the middle of that 16-inning City and Delta game, I'm just pacing. I'm going crazy. I'm, like, getting super antsy. And so just kind of mentally saying lock in, lock in, lock in, because, baseball is such a mental game. You have to be so mentally focused all the time that, or else you're gonna fail. And so just baseball has really taught me to have a really strong mental approach to toughing through things, if you will.
Cole, anything to add on that?
We have a great team chemistry, which I think really helped us. So the day off, for some teams that might not be good for them, but, we hung out. Everyone's in each other's rooms having a good time. So Keith was there.
My Pirate Brothers, man. Yeah. We came, we saw, we conquered,
yeah.
brothers. Yeah. Give me love, brothers. Give me love. Like this.
Keith's our heart and soul. Heart and soul.
I want to take you guys back to Monday night. History has shown this is not the easiest tournament to win when you come into the final day with a loss. You guys were able to do that today. Talk a little bit about what's the team talk, what's the mood when you guys fell 8-2 in Game 4. What are you guys talking about at that point?
Obviously they played a great game when we originally lost to them. They played great defense. We didn't hit that well. We hit the ball in the air, missed some pitches. Just wasn't our game. You just have those in baseball. But today, coming in super loose. We have a fun fact of the day every day when we're in lines for pitcher stretching, and our final fun fact today was that in 2015 when OCC won it, they were in the losers bracket and they came back and won it, and that was our fun fact. Usually they're a little more playful than that, but it was just setting a tone, and everyone was bought in and came through today. Yeah.
Got to tell you, that was better than the trivia that we came up for with on the stream. So you guys still outdid us, so that was better. Mike, any final thoughts for us?
Put a bow on it.
OCC back in the winner's circle again, on top of the 3C2A baseball championship, baseball landscape. From Fresno, thanks so much for joining us, everybody. So long.